I've currently played what I'm sure is only a fraction of the new Security Breach game, so it's time to put our big boy pants on and get heavily theorizing about what's going on in this next FNAF installment. Now remember, I haven't completed the game, alright? So if these are completely wrong, I don't know. And for those waiting on their favorite YouTubers to finish it, like me, I'm playing it on YouTube, then these theories are for you as well. Let's do it. And it's 10 night terrors. With the various messages you can collect all over the map in duffel bags, one of these bags contains the message night terrors, which is already pretty telling. This message says, quote, "My son never had sleeping problems, but after spending an evening in the daycare, he refuses to sleep with the lights out anymore. He just cries and cries. And then when I do let him keep the lights on, he wets the bed." Now obviously this whole no lights thing is a reference to the Sunny Drop and Moon Drop animatronic, since when the lights go out, Sunny Drop goes all dark and murdery for whatever reason. But my trigger was the title. Night Terrors, if you don't painstakingly remember every reference to FNAF 4 because you're trying to prove yourself right to everyone who doubts you, is the title of the FNAF 4 themed levels from FNAF VR. These are indicating to me that since multiple of these games have references to sleeping along with FNAF 4, that FNAF 4, despite what some people, particularly Daco, are saying, must be a dream. Yes, it causes problems, but I think that that's another way that we know we're on the right track. And at 9, save spots. The idea that there are various save spots around the map that allow you to save your progress is a good idea. It kind of limits you that way. However, this has a whole new implication for the real life reason these spots are around the Pizzaplex. Now, if you saved in a simple menu screen, that would be one thing. The whole saving thing would just be a game feature and not canon. However, the inclusion of these save stations makes the saving of the game canon. But how? Well, above each save point is a sign that says save your spot, which while yes refers to save your spot in game, it can refer to something else in the Pizzaplex, and really it has to. These, I'm guessing, serve as kind of tiny kiosks to get tickets to maybe the Gator Golf or the Raceway or something like that. Maybe a meet and greet with animatronics or something. But there has to be some form of reservation mechanism that these are actually responsible for in the reality of the game, right? Instead of just being to save your progress, unless we actually are saving our progress and are uploading our brains to the cloud like William Afton. Oh god. And an 8 trap. FNAF is no stranger to twists and twist endings. I mean, how many times have we seen the bad guys win? Well, I have a sinking feeling that there will be no shift with this game. The Pizzaplex seems like it is certainly some evil scheme to lure any kid, but probably Gregory specifically into it. I mean, giant hologram versions of the characters, come on. If that doesn't scream future version of a white van, I don't know what will. Like, I swear, this place has to be a trap. They're literally having the animatronics who like are tracking down these kids. Ask who wants candy. This is the biggest red flag ever. Like you could just like Chica's running at you, be like, "Hey kid, you want some candy?" Oh. It's bad, and it could be like poetic in a sense, like luring a kid to their death the same way that you were lured to what should have been yours with like the whole simulated pizzeria thing. If we're talking Afton, and now that I think about it, like William is all about parallels. Like his son went into a coma after being bit, and then William went into a coma. They both had to suffer through nightmares about animatronics. There's even references to night terrors, but also even Freddy, the guy who's supposed to be helping us, is still acting kind of sus. Like when we make it to the main doors of the building and they close, he says how unfortunate, but he says it in such a creepy and almost joyful way. Like, oh, how unfortunate. Looks like you're gonna have to spend the night, babe. And at 7, How I Met Gregory's Mother. Now this is something I somehow totally skipped in some previous videos, but in the first couple trailers for the game, the original one from the first PlayStation event and the RTX trailer, we hear Vanny say some very odd things, even for a woman who is reluctantly possessed by a child serial killer en route to seek vengeance. Things like, "Let's go home and put you to bed," and "It's getting late, let's go home," as if they're related somehow. Like if this was just a security guard, she wouldn't say, "Let's go home." She would just say, "Let's get you home so you can go to bed." Just by the sheer language alone, we have to assume that they're related or living in the same house. So this has to be a relative of some sort, but he seems to be absolutely terrified of them. Not just like playing a game with family. If this was his mother, it would make sense and also give us a reason why Gregory's at the Pizzaplex so late. But when the place activates nighttime protocols, we learn that he's in there by accident. So what? How is any of this possible? No relationship is revealed within the first few few hours of the game, so what the hell is going on? And at 6, it's a game. The idea that there are games in the FNAF universe that surrounded the tragedies there and made them more popular is a concept introduced in FNAF ER. We also later learned that in the game that Fazbear Entertainment paid the indie game dev to create the Fazbear games to kind of break the tension in a sense. However, one question we have yet to get the answer to is what the hell are these games in universe? I have no idea, okay? What if this is one, though? Montgomery Gator and Roxanne Wolf are 2 new animatronics in the series, meaning that there's no real history with these characters, allowing the creators to do whatever they want. And in the case of a fan game, potentially avoid copyright. I mean, yes, they have Glamrock, Chica, and Freddy, but since they're variations, it could be considered fair use, like in the case of fan art, since technically they don't own the rights to the characters they're drawing, but they own the rights to that actual piece of art. So could Security Breach instead just be a new game in this series of Fazbear Entertainment spin-off games, and maybe they've stopped paying him off and Williams somehow managed to weasel his way into this game? I don't know, it's possible since Glamrock Freddy doesn't even notice Vanny, which could indicate that she doesn't belong here, and the save locations would also be explained away if this is a game instead of like a real world thing, but honestly I doubt that at this point. Halfway through into number 5, Gregory. Gregory is certainly an interesting kid, okay? He's at the Pizzaplex for seemingly no reason, and when we first found him he was hiding inside of Freddy to get away from Vanessa. So he starts the game suspicious of Vanessa, but then also doesn't know about Vanny yet. But somehow, for someone who made sure to stay in the restaurant after close, he also doesn't know that Chica likes pizza. I mean, yeah, he knew her name. He knew that she was called Chica. He knew Mr. Hippo. But one of Chica's most notable features, aside from her notable features, is that she likes pizza. That's like her main character trait. Her liking pizza is what made her a chunky chicken in the first place. So much so that she actually has like an obstacle course or like gym thing that's promoting her weight loss in the Pizzaplex. So how did Gregory not know that pizza would help distract her enough so that he could escape from the security office? That seems impossible. I mean, we could say that he wouldn't think it would distract a robot, but that also seems a bit much. Like, this guy is being escorted around the Pizzaplex by an animatronic when they should all be hunting him. So why would he think that these robots aren't their characters? Especially after he saw Chica pigging out on trash within like the first 30 minutes of the game. Well, the first 30 minutes as long as you're not like an idiot like I am and get stuck without Skyrim quest markers. And at 4, glitches. Now at the time of recording, I've played around 3 hours of this game. I'm playing more later, and I've been uploading those videos to my personal channel. However, in that last hour, I managed to break the game multiple times, and it makes me think, was that intentional? Like, with a game revolving around the character named Glitch Trap possessing someone, and multiple secret areas in the past being reliant on glitches, particularly in FNAF 3, could those glitches not be glitches at all? I mean, it seems unlikely since this is supposed to take place in real life, but I'd like to share my experience with you with what, just explain what happened in my gameplay that actually goes out funny enough yesterday. So after finding El Chips, I come out and I call Freddy over. He runs over, but he's somehow stuck on the other side of the barriers, like to the right, even though he was on my left. I don't know how he got there, okay? But he still tries to get to me and then he can't. So he teleports to me, but I'm unable to like actually climb inside his chest cavity. It doesn't give me the prompt. So I run a couple meters and then I call him over again. That's when a second Glamrock Freddy shows up. So I have 2 Freddys next to me, and neither of them are able to be entered, which sounds really weird now that I say it. But so like, I run out on my own and make my way to the vent system that's at the bottom of the map in order to actually like, you know, finish the game, or at least I think finish the game. I still don't know. And I start getting chased by Music Man and then I slide down the vents, which is what happens in those vents. Although I have to add that I slide down those pretty unrealistically. Like, am I like kicking myself off when I come to a corner? And just, it doesn't make sense. Never mind. Anyway, I get to the bottom and seemingly nothing in this area has loaded. Just a couple of like shipping container doors, or not shipping container, I guess like loading bay doors. So I get intrigued and I look around, only for me to fall through the floor and then have the level load above me. So obviously the next move is to jump out of the map and fall for a few few seconds, but then I'm in a room with colored doors. And like, I thought it was a secret area because there was like one of every color door. But then somehow I'm suddenly behind the security desk at the daycare again. I press the button to get out and the same scripted scene plays out where I get kicked out and all the animatronics are back chasing me. But this time, at least Freddy is working. So I go back to the vents and I get out of Freddy, and when Music Man starts chasing me, another Music Man is chilling in the vent system as I'm running away from the current one. I don't understand it, but I don't think it was supposed to happen, but it could have. Technically. It goes to the end in number 3, Afton's Ghost. I recently got past the point where you see Vanny for the first time in the Pizzaplex, just after the daycare section when you're hiding in the recharge station until 1 a.m. But after asking what that was, Freddy says a fountain, and then you say, no, I mean the freaking crazy rabbit lady that just ran past us. He replies with, there is no rabbit at the Pizzaplex. Not anymore. I can't believe that I'm saying this about a robot, but he says it very ominously. Now, obviously, this could just be referring to the Bonnie animatronic, who we know was the focus of Bonnie's bowling, but what if there's something else? What if who we think Vanny isn't really what she seems? Again, I haven't played through the game, so these are just theories about the game, but what if Afton is really like a ghost? Since this scene was very paranormal, with the interior of the animatronic glitching out since you're looking out from inside the animatronic, remember? And ghosts are typically known to mess with electromagnetic frequencies, and just tech in general. So could this be hinting at something more to come, with perhaps more paranormal elements than we expected? Is Vanny just a ghost? Am I gonna have to fight William again? God, I hope not. And ultimately, in at number 2, Baby. This is something MatPat talks about in his latest theories. However, while most people associate tentacles with Nightmare Yon, it would be very weird to see them appear in this game, since technically speaking, they're just like Freddy Fazbear in this universe. Since, yes, they did appear in FNAF 4, but their appearance in that game was deemed not canon. But their appearance in the Night Terrors of FNAF VR was canon. Therefore, in the FNAF universe, they only exist as a video game character. So seeing them appear in the real world would be confusing, but not impossible given that Glitch Trap is sentient code and also seems to be pulling things out of the Fazbear archives. However, MatPat proposed that this animatronic revealed at the end of the first Freddy and Friends video is actually Baby, like we see in the Fazbear Frights epilogues. And while that could be the case, I don't know how accurate that really can be, considering how the final Fazbear Frights books revealing this twist were said to come out after the initial release of Security Breach. So when Security Breach was supposed to come out, these books wouldn't have been a thing yet. So perhaps that was the intention, that it would be Baby, but it would just be a mystery in this game and then revealed in the books, but now the surprise is kind of spoiled. We don't know, at least I don't think we know, but I might find out at the end of the game. I don't know, it's something. Finally, in at number 1, Dave. Back in the glory days before we knew who William Afton was, he had many names for the one that we just knew as Purple Guy, okay? None of them were canon, but some people believed they were canon. And while they were all confirmed as fake once the official name of William Afton was revealed in the Silver Eyes, as well as Sister Location, maybe one or more of them were actually real. I do remember people calling Purple Guy Dave before the Silver Eyes came out. But once the Silver Eyes canonized Dave Miller as a fake name, we kept our eyes out for anyone using a similar alias. Well, lo and behold, it took a couple years, but in Security Breach, you are able to find duffel bags that contain messages that hold lore, like the ones about the Night Terrors I mentioned in number 10. But even before that one, in the customer service area where you upgrade your complimentary ticket, you can find a bag that says customer complaint. You should fire Dave. He sucks. It's simply called Hi Dave, but suggests that perhaps William maybe has more of an influence over this place than we thought. I wouldn't put it past him. That's all the time we have for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Shower Main Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.